Bob Ritchie employs with his team. They move the ball, they shoot the ball, and they have some outstanding players to attack the rim.
Keene and Hauser will jump it. A really nice crowd here at Timmons Arena on this holiday week. Hope Santa was good to everybody who's watching. Being excited to bring in a new year in 2023 as well.
Young legs, VMI, they're starting 4 freshmen. Get out and run, push the pace. If you're Furman, attack the rim against a VMI team that struggles to protect the paint. One of the worst teams in the country, allowing 59% inside the arc, does VMI. Attack the rim early and often if you're Furman.
That's exactly what they tried to do on the first possession, and a quick turnover by the Keydets. See the starting lineups brought to you by Bon Secours. See the 4 freshmen along with Sean Conway.
Name to keep an eye on, Asher Woods, number 3, the second leading scorer on this team. He has tremendous quickness with the ball. He can create, and he knocks down his first one.
Have you seen this game already? Because you mentioned work it inside, and then you mentioned Asher Woods, and he knocks it down. So not a surprise when I'm working with T.O.
I come ready to go, Mark. I come ready to go. But look at Furman. They're going to attack off-ball reversal. Second side offense is crucial for Furman this game. If they're going to get open shots, they got to knock them in.
Wide open 3 from Slauson. Doesn't go. Woods comes down with his first rebound. So a nice start for VMI. Saw a couple of articles this week, T.O., that Bob Ritchie wants to see more defensively from his Paladins, and Keydets start off 2 for 2 from the field.
Well, Asher Woods, you can't leave him open, especially from about 15 feet at end. That'll be a block. Good aggressiveness by Ben Vanderwall, number 4 for Furman. He has been a surprise in the early going, but Asher Woods, keep it simple, big guy. Ball fake, 1 dribble, knock it through. He has been a pleasant surprise for the Keydets.
So first personal foul of the game by either team goes against Woods. He's been very busy in the box score. Referees talking through this one. I'm not sure what Andrew Wilson's complaining about here. Maybe he's saying that the contact was before.
I'm a little shocked. Yeah, I thought it was too. I thought Vanderwall did a nice job being aggressive. I'm not sure he was going up for the shot, though. I think they're paying the refs more than us, though, Mark. So it's a big point.
Well, ball don't lie. That's what they say, and he did miss the first, so who knows. Vanderwall tries to get the Paladins on the board and does.
Interesting to see a little bit of pressure to open up this game. A lot of that has to do with VMI playing so many younger players to start out the game. But look at Jalen Slauson, number 20. You talk about his professional potential at 6'8", 215, 220 pounds, picking up the point guard full court. That's what he brings to your team.
Keydets only have 9 guys on the roster, and they open 3 for 3 from the field and run out a nice 5-point lead early.
And every one of those shots, 12 to 14 feet, mid-range jump shots. In today's game, that's what you want defensively, but have to get up and contest.
Pegues picks up his dribble. Slauson with 10 on the shot clock, works it inside to Heen, up and off the backboard for the bucket.
Through some contact, Garrett Heen has improved this season, Mark. Why? Put on a little muscle in the offseason, is able to hold his ground on the interior, and he's playing with a lot more confidence through the first 13 games of the season for the Paladins.
Averaging almost double digits points-wise and a little bit over 5 in the rebounds. Woods again. Keydets finally missed one. Heen can't come down with a rebound, but Vanderwall does.
Nice pass. J.P. Pegues to the opposite corner. He's good in those situations, but VMI, a little bit shocking, wanting to slow it down a little bit. Not the deepest team. They are missing some bodies, as Andrew Wilson and company, as Sean Conway comes up short. But they are young and full of life, if you will.
Not afraid to shoot at any point. Pegues misses. Keydets come down with a rebound. So 0 for 3 from behind the arc for the Paladins so far. Try to work it inside. Good hands by Pegues. Paladins out and running. Slauson to Vanderwall. He can't knock it down either. Another rebound for VMI.
They've still got the Christmas ham in their legs, Mark. But Vanderwalt doesn't. The freshman moves his feet, gets in front, draws the charge. Excellent defensive positioning in transition. One thing about Vanderwalt, too, you look at this young man, you try to teach winning things to freshmen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always correlate to what's in the scoring column. It's taking charges, it's playing good defense. That's an excellent job squaring up the offensive player and getting the charge.
Yeah, Conway, a little bit of arm action there. First foul on him as well. Paladins have been getting open looks on offense, and they make a mistake there and turn it over.
A little bit of rust.
I was going to ask with the holidays. Yep.
Of course, you go home for 3 days, the mandatory 3 days that all Division I athletes get. You come back, and it takes a second to reestablish your rhythm. Most of the time, it takes about till the first TV timeout till guys get it adjusted. That has a lot to do with whether or not the coach gets on them like they should.
That's kind of what we've seen so far. Cadets scoop, no good. Heen comes down with a rebound. Here come the Paladins. Pegues, backdoor to Bothwell, off the glass, no good, draws the foul.
But that's where Furman is good, when they're playing with pace, attacking the rim, and Mike Bothwell is terrific when he gets around the cup.
Absolutely. Cadets with a couple of early baskets, nursing a 3-point lead going into the first media timeout.
It's been Asher Woods knocking him down from the mid-range, giving the Cadets the early advantage.
Oh, will you pause it real quick? Just sold the car to Carvana. Okay, hit play, please.
What? When did you do that?
I just did it the other day. All I had to do was enter the VIN or license plate, answer a couple of questions, and got a real offer in seconds. Then they just picked up the car and paid me right on the spot.
I can finally quit my job and become an actor. No, you're right.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Hey, you. It's that time of year again.
Football, baby!
When it's okay to get a little carried away for football. To feel all the Week 18 feels for football. It's okay to do this, or even that.
I don't know what that is.
And it's definitely okay to get wild on Wild Card Monday. So if you want to waddle, sauce, chase, and cheese, it's all okay. Why? Because this is playoff season.
This telecast of Furman College basketball brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you. Ingles, low prices, love the savings. And by Pepsi, that's what I like. Cadets fans have to like the start so far. It's been a little sloppy for both teams. VMI with a 3-point lead. Mike Bothwell will be headed to the foul line to try to cut into that. 105th meeting between these two schools. Furman leads 67-37. They split the series last season. The year before that, the Cadets won them both. So VMI's won 3 of the last 4 in this series.
They also had a man named Jake Stevens, who's no longer at VMI, right? He's at UT Chattanooga, and he obviously changes some things. And Camden Kerfman transferred from VMI to Marshall. He's obviously also having a terrific season for the Thundering Herd. This VMI team a little bit different this season, Mark, for a number of reasons. Sean Conway wasn't utilized all that much. He stepped into a more prominent role. And then Coach Andrew Wilson deciding, hey, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to be at a military school. Let me get 4 freshmen. Let me help them grow with the program. And let me grow as a coach.
Yeah, love it.
With those 4 freshmen. And we figure each other out on the fly. But he got some guys. He stole some guys. And one of them was Andrew Wood, who made that pass.
Well, over the back, it appears, on the Cadets. Looks like that's going to be their 5th personal foul already. You don't want to rack up a lot of fouls when you've got a short bench today.
No, you're exactly right, but you have to applaud their aggressiveness, and that's one of the things, too, about playing with freshmen. They have to learn how to be physical without fouling, and that's one of the most difficult things that you have to learn as a young player in Division I basketball.
It's like the Keydets move into some type of zone. Bothwell back to Pegues, who resets. Marcus Foster in the game now for the Paladins. So is Tyrese Huey, and the bank is open, I guess, over the holiday weekend, or the holiday week that we're in.
It'll need to be open. As
Look
Huey
at his face.
is just as shocked as we are, Mark, but he's going to need to hit shots, but this is where he thrives, Mark. Getting out in the passing lanes. Furman out and running.
Yeah. They turn it back over. Both teams fighting for it now. Looks like it's going to be a jump ball possession arrow to VMI.
But Tyrese Huey, interesting enough, they're going to leave him wide open. Number 44, Hauser, just stayed in the lane. But look at this hustle. Both teams coming back from Christmas play a little extra hard to knock the rust off. And here's Furman employing a little full court pressure early in the game. And if you're going to do that, the back line of that defense has to be aware.
Perfectly played. Tyler Hauser gets the easy layup. VMI back on top. Slauson to Bothwell. Back outside to Pegues. Knocks down the three. Paladins have their first lead of the night.
And what happens, VMI knows that they struggle guarding the rim, so they collapse completely. And Marcus Foster off to a bit of a slower start than some people expected. But he is fully capable of knocking down 4 or 5 threes on the night. Mr. Butler said, what you can do, sir, I can do better.
Yeah, the Keydets shoot threes in high volume. They did that last season under a different coaching staff, but are continuing a lot of that this year. Foster again, off the back iron this time. Rebound by VMI.
But that's something you're okay with. You get into the paint, you draw the defense, ball moves, open shot. Need to knock it through. I like the change for VMI on the defensive end, but because what they're doing is leaving Hauser inside and allowing teams to shoot from the perimeter, shores up their interior defense just a little bit. Now, where you could do some things here is Huey, number 15. If he becomes a good screener, there's not going to be any help on some of the guards. And if he can knock down shots, that also helps things.
Absolutely. Huey 2 for 2. That one a little cleaner than the first one that went through for him, and Furman's back on top.
He didn't need the backboard on the second one, Mark.
Did you ever bank one in, T.O.? You were known as a shooter. You never used the glass by accident, right?
Depends on how far out I was shooting it and how lucky I was that particular day.
There you go. Keydets on the attack in the lane. Fall away off the front iron. Paladins come down with the rebound. Slauson back to Huey, loses control, turns his back, and that's going to be a charge.
And you need to play fast, but not be in a hurry. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but Tyrese Huey, gather that thing, come down on 2 feet. The defense is collapsing. Conway's coming in, rest of the guys are coming in. Catch that ball with 2 hands, make a decision. You've got shooters around.
Joe Anderson, Alex Williams check in for the Paladins. And we mentioned with the holiday break, a little sloppy start for both teams so far, but it feels like they're starting to get it a little bit more dialed in. Fall away, doesn't go. That's
good defense, number 22, Joe Anderson. That's been a point of emphasis for Coach Bob Ritchie and Joe to pick it up on the defensive end. You know what he brings offensively. He's going to move the ball. Tyrese Huey's just going to have a field day. And it's interesting to see what VMI is doing, because this is exactly what Fordham did to them in their last contest. They played what's called a monster man. They leave their big man in the middle of the paint and dare you to shoot. But if you're going to be 2 for 3 from 3 and continue to shoot high percentages, the Dens are willing to live with that.
Here come the Paladins on the break. Try to backdoor pass to Bothwell. Has it taken away from him. So another turnover for Furman. Here come the Keydets.
Oh, wow.
Long three-pointer, no good.
Unorthodox three-pointer.
You don't see the big man taking too many threes. Tyler Hauser, not shy. No one on this team for VMI is shy about shooting. Anderson gets all the way inside with the trees, pops it back out. Foster and Huey with the handoff. Knocks it down. So Marcus Foster shooting it well from behind the arc as well.
Came back from Christmas, still hungry. Is Marcus Foster. Could arguably be their second best defender. He's able to knock down shots consistently. Just another element for Furman to take advantage of. And defensively, they've started to pick up the pace, right? The ball is still moving. They're playing with pace. Joe Anderson is terrific in these situations, and an excellent find and finish to Tyrese Huey.
So Paladin's getting on a nice run here. It's an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and change. VMI needs a bucket. Hauser takes it in on Huey. Nice shot fake and layup. Perfectly played.
And that's irritating for the Furman defense, working so hard away from the basketball to stay in position. The guy guarding the ball, a little bit of a mental lapse. Stay in front, stay disciplined, and you can get a stop.
Anderson works off the screen from Huey. Has his pass deflected, comes right back to him. Huey wide open. Cannot get the three to fall. Tony Felder Jr. continuing to work off the high post with Hauser. Hauser attacking Huey again. Little hook shot, air ball. Grabbed by Anderson. Here come the Paladins. Williams can't get the three to go either. It's been a long time since we've had a whistle in this one. So we carry under the 10-minute mark with the Paladins up by 4.
And you can see Tyrese Huey is supposed to cover this ball screen. He is winded, to say the least. Asher Woods, how about this move? The patience,
beautiful.
The knockdown. That is tough. VMI doing all they can to stay in it. Furman needing to knock down some shots and get some defensive stops, but Asher Woods doing a nice job maintaining his patience. The up, the under. As far as the guard's concerned, that's a big-time move. Asher Woods got him within 2.
I sold my car to Carvana, and it was awesome. I heard about Carvana through friends, so I thought I'd give it a try. It was easy. I input information about the car, including the mileage, the VIN number, answered a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds. It felt too good to be true. It was a lot higher than I expected. A Carvana advocate came to my house. As soon as they accepted my car, they paid me on the spot. I couldn't believe it. I recommend it to anyone. Try it for yourself. Go to Carvana.com and get an offer for your car. At Carvana.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Paladins up by 2 over the Keydets, and it's been the Furman bench that's been the difference so far, T.O.
Well, they certainly have. Tyrese Huey coming in, knocking down a couple of threes from the perimeter. We got the cheerleaders of all ages here at Timmons Arena.
Lots of kids here. It's a really nice crowd. Good turnout here on this holiday week. A lot of folks coming out and enjoying some basketball. It has been frigid temperatures in Greenville up until today. Starting to feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah, 60 degrees today. I didn't know what to do with myself.
We should have got out and hit the golf ball today, T.O. I didn't hear the phone ring from you.
Yeah.
I didn't call you either, so we'll make that happen later. You were coming back from the Northeast as well, the big game you had last night, I know. So I know you're hopping and jumping all over the country right now doing your different broadcasts.
Doing games and having fun. This is the best time of the year until students get back. And in this place, not that there's not energy here today, Mark, but, you know, the students obviously bring a different element. But so far tonight, Furman turning it over in inopportune times.
Yeah.
And it's really been the bench, as you alluded to. Tyrese Huey has 8, who's now on the bench. And Marcus Foster's knocked down a couple of shots, too. And how about the charge? I thought we had an and one. I thought it was awfully close. But who else? Vanderwall getting out in front. One of the better help side defenders.
Very well played. That's the second charge that he's drawn. And it was right there on the edge of the circle. Referees got their eye on it. Paladins keep it. So Slauson and Bothwell scoreless so far in this one. Unexpected for the first 11 minutes as we see the charge one more time.
And his foot was in the charge circle. So that's something within the last 2 minutes you can go back and review. Now, however, not the case. But ball movement still has been good for Furman. Need to attack closeouts whenever they get there. And that's where it can be a weapon with this monster man defense. That's a poor call.
Is that a makeup call for what happened on the other end, possibly?
It might have been, but Garrett Heen, it's not a moving screen if the defender doesn't touch him.
Yes.
That's point blank period. He has to be able to touch him. Andrew Wilson will take it, though.
That's now 7 turnovers for Furman.
Well, a Christmas rust. They don't sing about that in the Christmas carols, Mark.
You can write that one and sing it, T.O. Keydet's on the attack. Nice pass into the lane and an easy bucket for Ricky Bradley Jr. and we're tied.
I've watched about 11 out of the 13 Furman games. That is the first visible mistake I've seen Vanderwall make. Like blatant mistake I've seen him make off the ball defensively. Typically very reliable, just lost sight of his man. Ball, you man. Keep an eye on your guy, even when you're on help side.
Keydet's on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes or so. Shot clock down to 10. Good defense by the Paladins so far this possession. Well done by Pegues. Long three-pointer from the logo. Keydet's come down with the rebound. Hesitation. Can't get the putback, and now he finally gets it to go. Tayshaw Jackson spent about 6 minutes, it felt like, under the basket converting.
That's a back-breaking play if you're Furman. Mr. Jackson staying aggressive on the boards. Keeping the Keydets alive up 2.
We'll head to break. Furman struggling offensively. We'll see if they can get it going when we get back.
Start the new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. Hurry, lock in this low rate on a new 2022 F-150, plus make no payments for 90 days. Choose from thousands of Ford trucks and SUVs only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Jewelry has always been the most powerful gift of love, whether it's an engagement or an anniversary. Here at Hales, we're in the business of celebrating your life's most special moments, from the past, the present, and the future. Being Greenville's oldest business means we understand that we're only as good as how you feel when you leave the store. We welcome you to visit our flagship jewelry store.
Happily ever, Hales.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
It's bow time. This is Larry. And this is the big, bold, hand-breaded Bo's chicken sandwich. Larry knew he couldn't. He shouldn't. I mean, he is a chicken after all. But Larry craved this flavor-packed hunk of sandwich. And before he knew it, his little chicken heart belonged to Bojangles forever. Thanks to a sandwich so juicy, so tender, even a chicken wants to eat it.
Larry, people are trying to eat.
Back into Timmons Arena. Keydets trying to spoil the holidays for the Paladins, currently up 2 over Furman. 19-17 is the score.
A lot of energy, a lot of young people here today. One of the promotions for Furman. A lot of school-age kids, and great time. We've seen a lot of families today, but as you see in the bottom left, Furman's bench has come in and really helped their cause. It hasn't been Slauson and Bothwell. It's been Huey and Foster.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a change of pace. They're going to have to get those guys to turn it up a little bit.
Pegues for 3. No good. Paladins now 4 of 13 from behind the arc. They were cold early, hit 4 of 5 there in the middle, and have gone cold again from 3.
When 13 of your 16 shots are from 3 against a team that struggles protecting the rim, that's suboptimal. Paladins need to find a way to get into the paint, attack the basket. And it can either be with Bothwell, Pegues, but you have to find a way to get downhill and find some mismatch.
Again, Slauson and Bothwell both scoreless so far in this one. So the Keydet defense doing a good job. Slauson drives off the glass, can't get it to go. Vanderwall doesn't get the putback to go, but does draw the foul.
That's Ben Vanderwall doing Ben Vanderwall things, just creating an extra possession. Slauson needs to go up strong with that. He's got about 30 pounds on the guy guarding him. You need to finish that basketball. But Vanderwall, man, a man of constant effort. You have to love what the freshman brings to Bob Ritchie's team.
He's worked his way into the starting lineup for Coach Ritchie. Played well so far tonight. Can't get the first free throw to go. That's another area. Paladins now 1 of 5 from the charity stripe.
Scoring drought of over 4 minutes for Furman. Meanwhile, VMI starting to find their rhythm a little bit, moving the basketball, but defensively, Furman, they are getting the stops, just struggling creating anything on the opposite end.
That free throw ended an 8-0 scoring run for the Keydets. Key Bradley Jr. Paladins get their hand on the basketball, can't come up with it. Shot clock down to 6. Fall away jumper off the front iron. Keydets grab another rebound.
It's a quick whistle.
I guess they're going to call Vanderwall for the foul. I thought that might have been a travel with the extended shot fake. Keydets will keep the basketball. Jackson for VMI has 2 fouls, and so does Asher Woods for the Keydets. So a little bit of foul trouble for VMI, none for Furman so far. Drive on Slauson, off the glass, no good. Foster comes down with the rebound. Vanderwall draws a lot of contact, can't get it to go. He'll go back to the line.
And what's the difference in that possession and some of the previous ones? Playing with pace, right?
Yes.
Getting a defensive rebound, hitting that outlet, moving the ball up the sideline, and then you're able to create some things. Cross sides of the floor, and then attack. Vanderwall, excellent job running his lane. And Slauson, quite frankly, getting out of the way. But that all comes back to J.P. Pegues, pushing the tempo, seeing the guy on the opposite side of the floor. And you open up ways to score around the rim, playing a little bit faster and with some pace. And Furman's been holding the ball at times, too, whenever they get stuck in the half court. So this is another way to inject some energy.
Tio, if we had you on camera on some of these possessions, you kind of been rolling your hands for Furman on offense. Like, come on, get it going, try to push the pace a little bit. We'll see if that continues. They had some success on that possession.
I don't know if you watched the Xavier St. John's game yesterday, but one thing that stuck out to me, it was their all-access game. And Sean Miller kept emphasizing the ball needs energy. That's a good defensive possession. The ball needs energy. And whenever you move the ball on offense for Furman, if that ball has energy, your players have energy.
Yes.
So keep moving the ball. Don't pass and hold. Pass and get rid of it. Pass and attack. Pass and shoot. And things open up quicker for you. Ball doesn't have energy right now.
Bothwell back to Slauson for 3. Can't get it to go. The ball goes out on Vanderwall. It'll be VMI basketball. Not the possession you wanted to see there, I don't think, with the quick shot.
But a wide open shot.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran what they're supposed to come. You get Mike Bothwell up towards the top. Pick and pop situation. Slauson's open. You've trusted him to shoot that shot. You can't stop now. And that's something. Now, he does have a wide open lane to where he could use his athleticism. But that being said, like, Furman just struggling getting any kind of rhythm. Matter of fact, neither team has any kind of offensive rhythm so far.
Three-pointer knocked down by the Paladins, and they extend the lead to 4. Foster's having a great half.
He started out hot. He's a guy who has that kind of explosive potential just merely off playing 2 other really, really good players. Floor opens up. He runs his lane. He's rewarded. Mike Bothwell gets one, and he's off and running. Nice pass and a flush from the point guard, J.P. Pegues. I didn't know he had it in him.
I didn't either. I thought he was just going to go up with a finger roll or something like that. Stuffs it down. Paladins up 6. We talked about energy. Furman's definitely had a lot more of it the last couple of possessions. Trying to keep that going on defense. Kind of a mismatch. The big man, Pegues on the big man, and he just fouls him. Really smart play before that ball got down in the paint. Gonna guess what, an 8-inch advantage maybe in 50 pounds that Hauser had on Pegues.
Maybe so. Gets caught on the switch. Hauser just runs in there, and that is not a lot of contact, Mark. I'm not sure.
So you don't think he fouled him on purpose?
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't think it was a foul, period.
Pull-up jumper no good. Slauson comes down with the rebounds. Neither Slauson nor Bothwell has scored yet for the Paladins. Foster wants to continue the hot shooting. Comes up short this time.
But I like that pace. You get things going, you make decisions, ball moves, shot fake, one dribble, kick out to your shooter who's knocked down some shots. You have to like that offensive possession. VMI, though, everything, they have a lot of guards that love to penetrate, but everything goes around Hauser, number 44. That's when all their movement begins, is when he touches the basketball, and that's when their driving lane's open. Slauson doing a nice job denying the entry to their offense.
Shot up, no good. Keydetch still end up out of bounds with the basketball. And Furman will have the 6-point lead and the possession. A really nice stretch there for Furman.
Defensively picking up the energy is Furman. VMI, one of their last 10 from the field, and Furman starting to push out the advantage. Up 6 for our last media of the first half.
Oh, will you pause it real quick? Just sold the car to Carvana. Okay, hit play, please.
What? When did you do that?
I just did it the other day. All I had to do was enter the VIN or license plate, answer a couple of questions, and got a real offer in seconds. Then they just picked up the car and paid me right on the spot.
I can finally quit my job and become an actor. No, you're right.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today.
When it comes to doing, getting what you need starts with our app. Need it today? Pick it up curbside. Need it to you? We deliver. Your trunk? Our trucks. However you get it, we've got you. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app.
How do I do it all? With a little help. And to support my family's immune health, I choose Airborne. Unlike some others, Airborne gives you vitamin C and so much more. It's an 8-in-1 immune support formula. Airborne. Do more.
Allen, end zone, touchdown! Wilson hooking it up. Tatum step back three.
Allen and the Bills, Burrow and the Bengals. The stage is set for an epic Monday night matchup.
Paladins up 6 back in Timmons Arena, and this kind of got the Paladins offense on track.
Well, defense into offense, you want to ignite some energy. How about you give it to J.P. Pegues to let him flush one in? Furman finding ways offensively to generate some movement. What better way to do that than to get stops and get out and run And they have so many guys that I like to call grab-and-go rebounders. Slauson can get a rebound and take off with it. Foster can get a rebound and take off with it. Even Pegues, Vanderwall, all those guys, it makes them so difficult to guard in transition, but it all starts on the defensive end.
You expect this game to start shaking loose a little bit offensively for both teams. Furman comes in 22nd nationally at over 82 points per game. Nowhere close to that pace right now.
Just shaking off a little rust, Mark. Let's keep it positive over here on the sidelines.
I got you. Well, I was suggesting that things are going to start heading in the right direction.
You're a glass
you have that extra dessert. We all did it, right? You have the dessert. You have dessert again the next night with the leftovers.
There's a glass half full guy. There's a glass half empty guy. And there's just a glass with some milk in it, and that's you.
I'm like the most positive guy in the world. I was painting the picture of this glorious offensive breakout for both teams here for the last 3 minutes and change of the first half. Slauson wide open. They'll give him the three-pointer. Can't knock it down. Great rebound by Foster. Slauson thought about it. Gives it up to Bothwell.
See, now that is where you can be a screener if you're Jalen Slauson. Watch out.
Slauson with an athletic block, and the Paladins headed back in the other direction. Three-pointer from the corner. No good. Both teams scramble for it. Foster somehow tracks the rebound down. They work it inside to Slauson. Layup is good.
Hustle points, extra possessions. Nice hustle. All spearheaded by Marcus Foster. Slauson, the beneficiary.
There can't be many players in college basketball that are better at tracking down blocks from behind than Jalen Slauson.
It's that elite athleticism. But you'll see, when the ball quits going to Hauser for VMI, they struggle a little bit with that funky release. I think that's his third air ball. But here's the thing with VMI. Once they pass it to him at the top of the key, that sets off all their actions.
That's right.
He's the key to what they're doing. And when Furman started to realize once he gets the ball, that's when they start getting some traction offensively. Slauson really turned it up to deny passes, to cover some ball screen, to get back to Hauser, and then they're struggling on their side of getting any quality looks. I like it.
Foster, another three-pointer, knocks another one down. Foster with his 4-3 of the first half, and the Paladins lead by double digits. Quick timeout for the Keydets.
Marcus Foster, 12 in the early going. He'll knock down a couple of threes. I love that set. Have the ball go away from the down screen. He comes out, sets his man up. Defense goes over top. He flares off a little bit, gets his feet set, knocks it down. Big time shot. Marcus Foster coming back from Christmas. Feeling awfully good.
Yeah, he's got 12 on 4 of 6 shooting from behind the arc. He also had 4 rebounds to go with that as well. And again, in the first half, where Jalen Slauson only has 2 points and Mike Bothwell with no points, let's check out this block again.
That is an amazing block.
That's ridiculous. How long did he hang in the air?
Well, that and the sheer wingspan, there's not many people on this planet that can do that. He goes up to block a shot on one side of the backboard and still finds ways to use that wingspan and block it with his left hand. A gifted athlete defensively is Jalen Slauson.
And again, he might not be putting the points on the scoreboard, but definitely making an impact, like you said, with some of the defensive adjustments and that big athletic block as well.
But look at his defensive intensity on Hauser. They are not leaving Hauser at the top of the key. And Furman's man-to-man defense has really improved, guarding their own man.
Hauser with a nice move. Guess what? Jalen Slauson says, no way. Foster was thinking about another 3 there, T.O. He's been feeling it.
I would have shot that right away, but J.P. Pegues will.
Williams with the rebound, kicks it back out. Foster again from 3, can't get it to go.
And I don't like that one as much, because I felt like whenever he caught the basketball, his butt wasn't down, he wasn't ready to shoot the basket. He felt like he needed to. And this little push shot has got me fired up.
Reminds me of a young Terrence Oglesby, right?
No, sir.
Slauson. So Paladins think about going 2 for 1. Can't get the three-pointer to go.
But that's a rhythm shot.
Yes.
He's running into it. He's at his spot at the top of the key. He hasn't shot it well today. 0-4 from 3 so far tonight. But that's a rhythm shot for Jalen Slauson. He's stepping right into it. Does a nice job, but somebody's got to pick up the ball.
Paladins on a 13-2 run, and the Keydets will head to the line. They're asking for a review to see if maybe that ball hit the backboard before it was blocked. It was tough to tell. Get another look at it. Throws it up. Boy, it's close.
Yeah, and basketball did hit the backboard. Coach Andrew Wilson, VMI, begging for that call for them to look at it.
Well, nonetheless,
Crew Chief Ryan Christian going over and explaining the ball was still on the way up, at least from his vantage point.
And that's at least 3 blocks now for Slauson. Hauser. The push shot you've been commenting on, very effective from the line for Hauser.
Needs to step in a little bit, I guess.
Furman will have one final possession here to try to get that lead over double digits heading into the half. Pegues.
Oh, great set. I love it. Marcus Foster, the hot hand for 3. Give him 15 in the first half, Marcus Foster.
5 3-pointers, long heave by the Keydets, comes up short, and it's the Marcus Foster show in Timmons Arena. 5 3-pointers, Paladins lead by 12.
And you have to love the offensive efficiency and the play call for Marcus Foster. Ball goes away from him, the down screen. How about this? Marcus Foster feeling good, and Furman is off and running behind the sophomore from Atlanta.
I sold my car to Carvana and it was awesome. I heard about Carvana through friends, so I thought I'd give it a try. It was easy. I input information about the car, including the mileage, the VIN number, answered a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds. It felt too good to be true. It was a lot higher than I expected. A Carvana advocate came to my house. As soon as they accepted my car, they paid me on the spot. I couldn't believe it. I recommend it to anyone. Try it for yourself. Go to Carvana.com and get an offer for your car. At Carvana.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
End zone, touchdown. Wilson hooking it up. Tatum step back three.
Feels like we're on to something. Feels like a change is coming. Feels like a change is coming.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Allen and the Bills, Burrow and the Bengals. The stage is set for an epic Monday night matchup.
This telecast of Furman College basketball brought to you in part by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you. By Ingles, low prices, love the savings. And by Pepsi, that's what I like. Furman on top by 12 at the end of the first half, and VMI went 7 minutes and 31 seconds at the end of the first half there, T.O., without a basket made from the field. That's the difference.
Well, Furman started guarding a lot better one-on-one and really packed the lane almost as much as this 11-on-11 game we have. going on the floor right now, but Furman just deciding to guard much better individually, and what ends up happening is they struggle to get going early in the half. That defense turns into offense. Things start to loosen up. That lane starts to widen, and then opportunities and shots start to fall.
You also mentioned the pace for the Paladins. They really picked up the intensity on the offensive end as well, and like you said, started shooting shots in rhythm, and that led to a big 13-2 run.
Absolutely, spearheaded by Marcus Foster, too. I mean, ends up with 15 first-half points. I'm not sure what his season high is, but that's got to be close to it at this point. But Marcus Foster, they're setting up some offense for him right now. But for Marcus Foster right now, he is just in a different kind of rhythm.
No doubt. Well, the BMW halftime show will be filled with festivities and fun between myself here and Terrence Oglesby. Let's head to break. We'll come back with some stats and highlights, players of the game from the first half. Paladins leading here at Timmons Arena by double digits.
I sold my car to Carvana and it was awesome. I heard about Carvana through friends, so I thought I'd give it a try. It was easy. I input information about the car, including the mileage, the VIN number, answered a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds. It felt too good to be true. It was a lot higher than I expected. A Carvana advocate came to my house. As soon as they accepted my car, they paid me on the spot. I couldn't believe it. I recommend it to anyone. Try it for yourself. Go to Carvana.com and get an offer for your car. At Carvana.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Little Caesars Detroit-style deep dish pizza has caramelized crispy cheese edges and a soft, chewy center. Do you love it, Matthew Stafford?
I'm not a walking billboard.
Okay, never mind.
Pizza, pizza.
Get Little Caesars Detroit-style deep dish pizza for just $8.99.
Pizza, pizza.
Here's the thing about the good times in life. We don't always realize we're in them. When greatness is unfolding right in front of us. When superstars, rising stars, jokers, and freaks collide, this time could be up there with the greatest of times. It's a beautiful time for basketball.
So where were we?
The playoff.
Only 4 teams remained. One looking to defend their crown, the others looking to take it. Soon they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves national champions.
And then what happened?
We'll find out soon.
Hey, you. It's that time of year again.
Football, baby!
When it's okay to get a little carried away for football. To feel all the Week 18 feels for football. It's okay to do this, or even that.
I don't know what that is.
And it's definitely okay to get wild on Wild Card Monday. So if you want to waddle, sauce, chase, and cheese, it's all okay. Why? Because this is playoff season.
Back in for the BMW halftime show. A first half that started off a little sloppy, T.O., but both teams got it going about midway part of the first half.
Well, Asher Woods at the beginning part of this game was money from the mid-range, and then Furman got out of the press, started guarding better in the half court. But Hauser, the key to their offense, really was shut down after a while. But Furman really, when that ball started moving and the ball started to find energy, is when Furman started to succeed. It all started on the defensive end.
Marcus Foster shooting the lights out for the Paladins. He had, count them, 5 3-pointers, has 15 points to lead all scorers for either team. And a couple of threes from VMI there late in the first half, but they went on a disastrous drought for the last 7+ minutes. Furman kept on shooting the basketball and knocking things down. Huey had a couple of 3-pointers, including one that went in off the glass. He had a really nice first half as well. He had 8 points off the bench, so that's 23 of the Paladins' 33 points from 2 bench players.
That's exactly right. Huey, you know, you've been waiting for him to break out offensively. The fact that he was able to knock down some shots is going to help Furman tremendously. But one thing to point out, one of the last 14 for VMI. Defensively, Furman really picked up the pace. On offense, they are still settling for threes a little bit too much. Only 6 of their shot attempts are inside the three-point line.
Crazy.
Look for Furman to continue to try to get into the paint and then spray out the threes.
Statistically, it's definitely went the Paladins' way on the scoreboard, and as you knock down a couple of the other categories as well. Furman actually, after that slow start, got it up almost to 38% from the field. I think that was down below 20 for a good part of the first half. You see 30% from behind the arc. Paladins assists per game, 5th nationally with 19.5. They are ahead of that pace right now. They're one of the best in the country with dispersing the basketball. And then rebounds, turnovers, just about a push.
Yeah, and Furman moves the ball. There's so many different guys that can shoot it. And the guys that have had good nights, Huey and Foster, rely on other guys to create shots for them. So there's your result. You end up with high assist numbers. The one to look at, though, is the 3-point percentage for VMI. VMI shoots 39% on the season. One of the best shooting teams in the country. Furman really doing a nice job getting out, contesting shots. And then once they put the ball on the floor, maintaining their positioning, staying in front of the offense and making things difficult for VMI.
Yeah, the Keydets, 39.6% from behind the arc, leads the Southern Conference. They only made 1 3 in the entire first half. All right, we'll head to one more break here. Come back with some more festivities from halftime and your second half of basketball. Furman trying to make it a very Merry Christmas. They're up by 12 over the Keydets.
Why is Aaron happy? Well, just days ago, his old wheels gave out. But he knew Carvana had his back. That's because Carvana had tens of thousands of cars under $20,000. So Aaron's folks could help him out with a sweet ride.
No way.
Yes way. With the most cars under $20,000 and our car vending machines, we'll drive you happy at Carvana.
You use a map in your car. Why not use a map with your cart? Store mode in the Home Depot app makes doing easy, showing you where to find what you need. Let's call it turn-by-turn shopping. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like,
Feels like a change is coming. Feels like we're on to something. Feels like a change is coming. Feels like a change is coming.
Here's the thing about the good times in life. We don't always realize we're in them when greatness is unfolding right in front of us. When superstars, rising stars, jokers, and freaks collide, this time could be up there with the greatest of times. It's a beautiful time for basketball.
Bucks, Raptors, and Heat, Lakers. Wednesday on ESPN.
Allen, end zone, touchdown. Wilson hooking it up. Tatum step back three.
Allen and the Bills, Burrow and the Bengals. The stage is set for an epic Monday night matchup.
Wrapping up the BMW halftime show here from Timmons Arena. Paladins on top of the Keydets 33-21. Marcus Foster must have been treated very well by Santa Claus because he was shooting the lights out in the first half.
He's been really good, and it's not just catch and shoot threes, it's runaway threes. Last season, it was Alex Hunter and Conley Garrison that they would set up offenses, and these are easy ones. The ones where he's coming off down screens and getting his feet set. This is a completely new development in his game. His ability to come off, set his feet, going away, becoming a runaway three-point shooter is big time if you're Marcus Foster. Turns into a complete guard for the Paladins.
He does. That last three gave the Paladins that 12-point lead going into half. Southern Conference standings brought to you by Ingles, and this is the Southern Conference opener for these two teams, and we'll get hot and heavy in Southern Conference play. Samford and UNCG already at 1-0 in the conference.
Samford beating Mercer on ESPNU yesterday. Nice performance. UNCG and Samford, Furman, Chattanooga. It's a four-horse race for this conference. All four certainly have their strengths. All four do have their weaknesses as well. That being said, the talent at the top of the conference: Jake Stevens, Jalen Slauson, Mike Bothwell, Wes Glover, and Samford. There's a lot of guys in this league. Dante Treacy, UNC Greensboro. There's a lot of guys in this league that can play at any level, not just the SoCon, but really stand out. And all four teams really well coached. And quite frankly, every team in this conference really well coached.
Yeah, this is one of the best mid-major conferences in the country. Andrew Wilson, VMI Keydets coach, I felt like had a really good game plan for the first 10 minutes of the first half, and really for the whole first half, T.O. Just kind of got away with them with some of the defensive adjustments that the Paladins made. What adjustments do you think that he made during halftime?
Well, I'm curious to see if they're still going to play monster man defense and leave a guy in the paint after Marcus Foster has knocked down 5 threes. And what's happened is you're leaving that guy wide open on the perimeter, and that guy becomes a screener with no help.
Yeah.
So you come off some of those pin downs, Foster's able to knock down shots, and it makes it more difficult. If you're VMI, you have to find a way offensively to get Hauser the ball in better position so you can initiate your offense. Maybe set a quick screen for him to get it at the top of the key, and then your guards can initiate some movement.
Asher Woods, the guard for the Keydets, did spend a little bit of time on the bench with 2 fouls in the first half, so he only played 14 of the 20 minutes. Having him back on the floor should help because he was an offensive fire plug for them early on. Paladins have the basketball. Second half is underway. They're going to call Heen on a moving screen. That'll be turnover number 9 for the Paladins.
And that's tough if you're Garrett Heen. Why? Because it's a tough balance between setting the screen and rolling and holding the screen long enough for your guy to use it and not get called for the foul.
Keydets get it to Woods. Bothwell on him on the perimeter. Ricky Bradley Jr. Pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. Who else? Marcus Foster with the rebound. Bothwell to Slauson. Bothwell does not have a shot attempt in the game yet, now has one, kind of forced that one up there. Keydets came down with a rebound. It looked like he was laying out of bounds, but I guess he had his shoulder up, and they're back on the offensive end. Boy, Heen almost had a gangster block on the perimeter. He had gotten 3/4 of the way through that shot, and I think that ball would have just been smashed back in his face. But he stopped it.
Great cut.
Pegues cannot get it to go. He'll head to the line.
But notice the activity after the ball goes into the post. Garrett Heen keeps his head up. Big time cut. Pegues, that's one you need to finish, Mark Childress.
Tony Felder got his hand in there, but yes, Pegues will go to the line instead to shoot 2. JP Pegues, we profiled him before the game. He's a guy
that could turn the game on its head for Furman. He has that ability to create a little bit off the bounce, push the pace with some serious speed. The sophomore from Nashville has continued to improve. It hasn't been him today, but the result of some of the other guys' buckets have been because he's pushed the pace out and looked up the floor.
Pegues had his career-high 20 points in the Paladins' last game against Anderson. Doing well with the perimeter defense here. Still trying to work it inside on Pegues. Fantastic defense, a great pass, good shot fake, cannot get it to go. Hauser has the ball knocked away from him, and somehow it went off of Hauser out of bounds. Furman basketball. And we are closing in on 9 minutes now, T.O., since the Keydets have scored from the field in this ball game.
They haven't been able to create anything individually. That's the biggest thing so far. Oh, I like this set.
Bothwell's shot is knocked down from 3, and Furman's starting to pull away.
Bothwell's first shot of the game, and it comes off a nice offensive set. Flash Heen to the high post, a little cross action, and the push shot is good. Give me one from the left 45.
Hauser's into double digits now with 11.
Hauser shoots it from his belly button, and that thing is money.
Slauson backing his man down, double team, tries to fire it to Heen, ends up with Bothwell. Takes it inside, runs into Hauser, to Heen for the layup.
What a disciplined jump stop, playing off 2 feet by Mike Bothwell. Drives the lane, doesn't lose his balance, finds Heen for the nice lefty layup.
That Hauser three-pointer ended, like I said, over a 9-minute scoring drought from the field for the Keydets. And Heen's going to come up with the foul, and that will be number 3 on Mr. Heen, and that might have him headed over to the bench here in just a minute.
And that's one that drives you crazy, right, Mark? And why? Because you've been playing disciplined defense for the first 2.5 minutes of the second half, and you go for a ball fake. Can't leave Conway open.
No, Conway pretty quiet in the first half. That is his first basket of the game, and the Keydets would love to get him going here in half number 2. Heen working on Hauser, spin move, and the basket. Beautiful.
And that's one of those freshman learning experiences for Hauser, guarding in the post. You need to be physical, but still have quick feet. Heen, the elder statesman at this point. Nice move, and Furman off and running again, continuing to get stops.
To Slauson on the break, finds it over to Bothwell. Bothwell has it blocked.
That's a foul. That's not a block, Mark. That was a foul. But regardless, you can't react. You got to get back. Maintain your composure. Good job communicating, getting back by Furman, even though a call doesn't go your way. Look at the individual defense, though. Goes in, you have a guy helping in. Maintain your discipline right here. Straight up and down, maintain your verticality, and get out and close out.
Three-pointer from Ricky Bradley Jr., and the Keydets are starting to heat up from behind the arc. They only made 1 three-pointer in the first half, have made 2 here already in half number 2. Foster fights his way inside, gets the basket, gets the foul, and his big night continues.
Offensive versatility, right, Mark? He knocks down shots in the first off the catch. He knocks down shots coming off down screens. Here in the second half, he gets a post-up bucket. The different ways that Marcus Foster can score for you have stood out today. But takes his time, spins off the defense. Defense is top-heavy. Bump, spin, and finish.
Trying to complete the natural three-point play. Cannot get it to go. So he's at 17. His season high 22 earlier this year versus Tusculum. So he is closing in on that. Paladins up 15.
Against who?
Tusculum. I pronounced that correctly?
You did.
Oh, you double checking me on that?
I was.
Okay.
South Atlantic Conference.
Okay, you had me a little nervous there. Boy,
No,
what have I done wrong this time? Pull-up jumper, no good. Pegues grabs the rebounds. Back to Slauson.
Good cut.
Heen spin move inside, throws one up, no good. Boy, the fake on the hash three-pointer. Great pass inside. Good ball movement by VMI. Slauson quickly shuts that down. Rod Ritchie jumping up and down. He must know what the play call is from the scout. And that ball goes out of bounds. A turnover for the Keydets. Number 8 for them. Paladins up 15.
Defensive intensity has been strong here in the second half. If they keep their discipline, Furman should run away with this one. Up 15 heading into the break.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com to make an appointment.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top-quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Paladins up 15, 4 of 7 from the field here in half number 2, picking up where they left off offensively at the end of half number 1. Tons of families, tons of kids out here tonight at Timmons Arena. A really nice crowd for Furman.
And a ton of hot dogs being given out to the crowd, but it's been the Marcus Foster show so far. Number 5 for Furman. He's doing it inside, he's doing it outside. 5 threes in the first half. And scoring in the post a little bit here in the second. Andrew Wilson of VMI trying to get his young guns going and playing with some pace.
They play hard, man. I've been impressed with Coach Foster and what the Keydets have been doing so far tonight.
They do. They're a little undersized, but as they continue to mature, these freshmen are going to be a lot to handle.
Three-pointer from Slauson, no good. Gets his own rebounds. Kicks it back out. Foster, another 3. He's got 20 on the night. A very special evening for Marcus Foster.
He's been terrific, and if somebody hits 5 threes, you better not lose him in the half court. Marcus Foster will make you pay.
6 of 9 now from behind the arc. Keydets looking to try to get some flow going on offense and knock down a couple of consecutive buckets. See if they can get something working. Great defense from Foster. That ball goes out of bounds. So he was right up on Sean Conway, doing a really good job. You mentioned second best defender on the team behind Slauson?
Absolutely. His defensive versatility as well. He can guard Conway, who's about 6'4", 6'5", and strong. He can guard some smaller guards.
It's going to be a foul. We'll send the Keydets to the line. A very aggressive play from Tayshaw Jackson. Whenever you drive on Slauson, be careful. He got away with it. He'll go to the line.
Quite sure what happened. Here's the thing: Vanderwall's got to get outside of the lane, outside of the charge circle.
Vanderwall's drawn a couple of charges already. He's not shy. He's not shy about drawing contact down there. They didn't have the charge circle back when you played. Do you like it or not? They didn't, did they?
They did.
They did? They
yeah.
did. Okay.
It didn't matter to me. I never took a charge, Mark.
And you never got that close to the basket either. It was just shooting the threes.
No.
The occasional dunk. Jackson knocks it down. Paladins up 16. Substitutes into the game. Devin Butler back in for the Keydets. Anderson in for the Paladins. Foster. Bothwell drives it inside. Scoop off the glass. Does not go. Quick three-pointer. Devin Butler knocks it down. Lead back to 13.
It all starts with defensive stops. Bothwell and Slauson really struggling offensively today, but that being said, other guys have picked up the pace.
Anderson fires the three, can't get it to go. Furman keeps the basketball.
So but even when you're not scoring, I mean, that possession, for example, Anderson misses the three. Slauson stays after it, creates an extra possession, right? So it's not always something that happens in the scoring column. It's doing other things. It's being a good screener, creating extra possessions, guarding the ball.
Bothwell on the drive, gets the scoop to go.
Big time move. Mike Bothwell hasn't had his best offensive game, only 5 points so far today, but staying aggressive.
Drive, baskets, and the foul. And Devin Butler, since he's gotten back into the ball game, an offensive explosion.
I thought Vanderwall got in good position. He has got to get outside the charge circle.
Yeah.
That's what it's coming from. Like, and here's the thing, the switch needs to be better communicated, right? But even so, Vanderwall on the backside of that defense, if he's over on the help line from the beginning, he can get over outside of that charge circle and thus not being called for a block.
Looked like maybe he got his toes out there, but not his heels, and he'll probably come out of the ball game now. He has 3 personal fouls for Furman. Heen has 3 personal fouls for Furman. Jackson and Woods each with 3 apiece for VMI. So some foul trouble potentially mounting for both teams, but Heen is back into the ball game with his 3. Foster, drive, off the glass, no good.
And I'm not mad at that drive. You ball fake, you get all the way to the cup. You need to finish it, obviously, Mark, but his ability to get all the way there.
And potentially a big possession for the Keydets. They haven't been within single digits in a while. Have a chance to do it here on this possession. Three-pointer, no good. Pegues with the rebounds. Palin is out and running. Anderson to Bothwell for the buckets.
Big time pace. Get it out in transition. Joe Anderson is so fast with the basketball. Puts that pass on a dime, and who better to finish than Mike Bothwell?
You've been preaching pace for both teams all game long, and when the Paladins have pulled that out, it's worked just about every time. Great pass inside, and another bucket for Jackson.
That's J.P. Pegues on the backside of that defense. Needs to check Jackson earlier on that roll.
Pegues for 3. Can't get it to go. Foster tracks down the rebound. That's rebound number 6 for him to go with his 20 points. Pegues tries to work it to Heen. That ball batted away by one of the Keydets. And that'll take us to our next media timeout. Paladins continuing to shoot the ball well from behind the arc, especially Marcus Foster with his 6 3-pointers. Furman up 12 as we head to break.
What's it like shopping on Carvana? It's a car buying process that lets you shop tens of thousands of cars 100% online. So you can buy, sell, or even trade your car from anywhere. It's getting as soon as next day delivery, or picking your new ride up at one of our sleek car vending machines. And it's the comfort of a 7-day return policy to make sure it fits your life. Because at Carvana, we take joy in making every customer, well, happy. Carvana. We'll drive you happy.
We decided it's time to put a different kind of power tool in your hands. Store Mode in the Home Depot app gives you in-store tools made to help you get more done. To guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly with the scan. That way you get the top brands at the best prices without missing a beat. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app and see how doers get more done.
Here's the thing about the good times in life. We don't always realize we're in them. When greatness is unfolding right in front of us. When superstars, rising stars, jokers, and freaks collide. This time could be up there with the greatest of times. It's a beautiful time for basketball.
Bucks, Raptors, and Heat, Lakers. Wednesday on ESPN.
So where were we?
The playoff.
Only 4 teams remained. One looking to defend their crown, the others looking to take it. Soon they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves national champions.
And then what happened?
We'll find out soon.
Paladins up 12. Marcus Foster with 20 points, 6 of 9 from behind the arc. T.O., you had your share of hot shooting nights from behind the arc in your day. What's it feel like when the ball's going in every time you're throwing it up from out there?
It just feels good in your hands. I mean, that's really the only way you can say it. When you're in the zone, you don't really think. It just happens. And what's happened today is Marcus Foster, early in the game, whenever he entered the basketball game, was doing all the other things correctly.
Yes.
As far as getting his feet set, as far as playing good defense, running the lanes, and then the shots happen organically.
Yes.
And then you're able to make shots.
I was going to ask about that. It does feel like that Foster's been letting the game come to him instead of like trying to hunt three-point opportunities. He's done a really good job of that.
He's only really forced one shot, and that was a missed layup here in the second half. It was a really nice move. It just didn't happen to fall. Everything happening within the flow of the offense.
3 on the shot clock. I'm not sure he realizes. Turns, fires. Paladins can't come down with a rebound. It'll be VMI basketball. And again, we're kind of sitting right on this cusp here of a 10-point game, T.O. If VMI can get it back under 10, that's got to give them a jolt of adrenaline.
Well, it's 18 even in the second half. That ball was off of VMI. But they're playing even in the second half, and it's been a balanced scoring attack for VMI outside of Butler with 6. Guys are moving the ball, sharing it a little bit. But if Furman just maintains their discipline and stays in front, they've had success defensively.
On the 5 on the shot clock, driving in on Pegues, pull-up jumper, no good.
Push. Get out and run. Look up the sideline, see if you can make a pass. If not, swing it. You have backside action, and Garrett Heen, he'll just take it. Ow! Takes a hard fall, but ends up making the layup. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He made the layup, so the basket counts. He'll have the foul, and his body got so twisted there, T.O. Let's take another look at this.
Nice move, nothing dirty.
Ooh.
What I will say, this is Garrett Heen's, I want to say, Mark, 4th or 5th time this year where he's gotten caught up in the air, lost a little bit of balance. He did that in the game in Greenville. Whenever Furman was able to take down Stephen F. Austin, what was one of the most exciting games in the early part of the season for Furman. But Garrett, he's really improved. He's been a lot more physical, very physical. In fact, he tried to bank in that free throw. He was so strong.
I wonder if it's because he landed on his wrist, and he's still kind of grabbing it on the other end of the floor discreetly, because my guess is he might not want the coaches to see, but maybe that had an impact on his foul shot. Runner in the lane, no good. Foster with another rebound. He's headed towards a triple-double, or a double-double potentially. He's got 7 boards now. Bothwell to Heen, back to Bothwell. Great play, lefty off the glass and good.
That's easy basketball. Throw it in the post, make a hard cut, finish the layup. Nice finish.
Bothwell. Yeah, he was scoreless at halftime. He's got 9 now for the Paladins. Long three-pointer from Butler. Knocks it down again. He's had a great second half.
Butler, that's 9 here in the second half. Just playing off the basketball, being smart. That's a good pass. Inside-out basketball. J.P. Pegues from the right wing. And it comes from who else but Marcus Foster.
Talked about him being unselfish and things happening organically. He might have had a 2-point shot there, but passed it up for a better shot, and it pays off for the Paladins. Foul away from the ball. Looks like that one will go against Alex Williams. And Furman stretched that lead right back out to 16. VMI had a couple of opportunities to get it down under 10. Furman's pulled away.
Good body balance. Big East steps in, keeps his shoulders forward. It falls through. Bench is fired up.
Furman now 10 of 29 from behind the arc, 5 of 15 from behind the arc for the Keydets. Great drive and scoop for Asher Woods. He's been quiet since the beginning of the game offensively. Watch out if he gets going. Slauson with a spin move, picks up the foul, can't get the basket to go. He'll head to the charity stripe.
It's such a tough game to play against somebody like Hauser and how VMI's playing, right? Because they're giving you a wide open shot, and it's very unconventional the way you need to attack him. But what it does allow you to do is get ahead of steam. And it lets Slauson come down, create some momentum, draw the foul.
Slauson 1 of 7 from the field. Now up to 3 points on the night. Can't get the second one to go. Furman 6 of 13 from the foul line. Not up to their usual great shooting from there. Bradley, step back 3. No good. Pegues grabs another board. There's that pace you're talking about.
Now cut. Now cut. If those cuts are fast, right off the pass, you're able to get some. Man, Hauser just struggling with balance. It's Slauson trying to get the foul call for the shot, but referees are going to call it on the floor.
He's immediately like, that's 2, right? I don't think there was a shot attempt here.
Bumbling, stumbling. That's just unfortunate. But again, like if Hauser's going to be in the game and he's going to struggle to guard and you're going to leave him in the paint. Another one, Marcus Foster.
Oh, almost falling out of bounds over there in the corner. Barely missed. That was the 4th personal foul on Jackson that they called it on. Keydets out on a rare fast break. Get a very easy bucket. It's back to 13. Pegues trying to work it to Slauson.
Game has really lacked flow.
It has.
Hasn't it, Mark? I mean, it seems like Furman will go on a 6-0 run really quick, and then the ball will get a little stagnant. And then VMI will hit a 3, and then both teams get a little stagnant. And JP Pegues tells me to shut up, and he knocks down a 3.
Another pass from Foster to Pegues leads to a 3-pointer. I agree, we're not seeing a lot of fast breaks for either team as well. It's just a lot of plotting in the half court, but Furman has started to throw some points up here in the second half.
They're starting to figure out the defense that VMI is throwing it at. So, but one-on-one defense for Furman has been good. I mean, that's a tough shot by Asher Woods, but both teams really attempting to defend. VMI doing it in a bit of an unorthodox way, but Furman starting to take off with it. Up 14, a little over 7.5, ready to play.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
You use a map in your car. Why not use a map with your cart? Store mode in the Home Depot app makes doing easy, showing you where to find what you need. Let's call it turn-by-turn shopping. It's made for doing. Download the Home Depot app.
The newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
Hey, you. It's that time of year again.
Football, baby!
When it's okay to get a little carried away for football. To feel all the Week 18 feels for football. It's okay to do this, or even that.
Eagles. I don't know what that is.
And it's definitely okay to get wild on Wild Card Monday. So if you want to waddle, sauce, chase, and cheese, it's all okay. Why? Because this is playoff season.
A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. As luck would have it, that's our story.
Paladin is up 14 on the Keydets. Kids having a good time dancing for like the dance cam or something here. Tio, I didn't see you up and dancing, man. You got moves? I'm thinking you do.
Years ago.
Years ago?
Years ago. I don't have any icy hot on my knees in order to really break it down how I would want to.
Did you have a go-to celebration when you made a three-pointer back in the day? I know they didn't do as much of that way back when you played.
No, easy with the way back. No, I would scream or talk something real quick, and then I was always focused on the next one.
Yeah, there you go. Shoot or shoot, man. That's the way they do it. Paladin has come out against full court press, do a good job of breaking it. Foster works his way down in, kicks it out to Bothwell. Furman resets in the half court. Slauson fakes the three. Bothwell gets the three. Can't get it to go. Keydets come down with a rebound.
Like the patience and the attempt to move the ball, but everything stayed on one side of the floor.
Yes. Bradley takes it inside, kicks it back out. Kind of a scoop shot, does not go. Jackson couldn't make it work. And there we go. Referees call the timeout here. That's going to be an additional break here in half number 2. Furman with a 14-point lead over the Keydets thanks to a hot shooting night from Marcus Foster.
When you buy a diamond from Hales, you're getting us. We know what it means to see a smile, to see that reaction when you get that engagement ring. And we take great pride in that stone being absolutely the most beautiful diamond it possibly could be. It's about the smile that it creates when someone opens that box. We've put our life and our soul in picking that diamond, especially for you.
Are you kidding me? Is that for me? How? Oh, can't wait to see what you got your mother.
The BMW Road Home Sales Event, on now. Through November 30th, your purchase of a new BMW will help provide 200 meals to local families in need.
It's bow time. This is Larry. And this is the big, bold, hand-breaded Bo's chicken sandwich. Larry knew he couldn't. He shouldn't. I mean, he is a chicken after all. But Larry craved this flavor-packed hunk of sandwich. And before he knew it, his little chicken heart belonged to Bojangles forever. Thanks to a sandwich so juicy, so tender, even a chicken wants to eat it.
Larry, people are trying to eat.
Andrew Wilson doing a good job in his first season as the Keydets coach. Was an assistant at James Madison and also College of Charleston. And he's got his work cut out for him. Had some injuries this year and a bunch of freshmen, but he's doing a good job.
He absolutely is. And they say your team takes on the attitude of your head coach. Well, he was a shooter and a really good one whenever he was at Florida State. And now VMI on the season, not tonight, but on the season, shooting about 40% from three. And Bob Ritchie, his sixth season on the helm after replacing Nico Medved, keeping that success going at a high rate. Furman, under Coach Ritchie, has been really, really good. For what, let's be honest, 6 seasons at one school for a coach right now doesn't happen all that often.
No, it does not, especially with the success that Bob's been having here. Hoping to hang a banner this season for a regular season or a tournament championship. They throw over the top of the full court press. Slauson gets fouled. He'll go to the line. That's what this game is missing, is a run-out dunk from Jalen Slauson. We usually get one, and we may still get one.
It's a push in the back.
That is.
Sean Conway. That's one you need to get an and one, though. That's about the third opportunity that Furman has had to finish transition layup. Not able to do so.
Slauson knocks down the first. Just 4 points on the night for Slauson. He's had a number of blocks, has 8 rebounds as well, 5 assists. He leads the Paladins in assists tonight with 5. Hits the second.
And it's not always about scoring, right? I hate to re-emphasize that enough, considering I did nothing but that. There wasn't a whole lot of versatility in my game. I was there to get buckets, but that's what draws so much intrigue for Slauson, is his ability to do so many different things with the basketball.
Foster, long three-pointer, knocks it down. A new season and career high of 23 points for Marcus Foster.
And who else sets him up? Knows the situation, knows the game. 5 assists, now 6 assists on the game. Jalen Slauson finding the hot hand.
Anderson with the reach.
It's guys like we're calling a high school game. We have small reaches being called all the time.
Yeah.
Let's let this game have some flow.
That has not happened pretty much at all tonight. Both teams with 6 fouls apiece here at the 6-minute mark. More individual defense that's really good. Oh, and a big-time monster block from Tayshawn Jackson. No foul called at all. We're waiting for the big dunk. Jalen Slauson kind of objects to it a little bit, and Bothwell is still down. Now the coaches are out on the floor. We got a little scuffle going here, T.O. Referees do a good job of breaking that up. And, hey, Andrew Wilson runs down, all the way down from the other end of the court to grab his players and get them out of there.
And he's allowed to get on the court to get his players out of there. The problem is his players can't run out there. But that was, I mean, hopefully we'll get another look at it. Goes up for the dunk. That's a big-time block. If you're Mike Bothwell, you need to know somebody's coming behind.
Maybe a little body in there, but it was a really good defensive play. I don't think Bothwell thought it was coming. Referees are out there talking about maybe what happened afterwards.
That's the only thing they can come at. I didn't think there was a foul. I don't think there was a foul call on the floor. But you'll see Jackson coming up. That is a lot of ball and a big-time block. And it appears that Mike Bothwell's okay. Guys are obviously irritated. Now here's where the interesting thing comes. Crew Chief Ryan Christian now at the scorer's table taking another look. You can't leave the bench if you're VMI. Your players can't. The coach can.
Yeah, it looks like double technical fouls have been assessed. We'll wait and see if the referee will come over and give us some details on how all of this broke down here in just a second. Bob Ritchie still talking to the referees, not happy with the call at all, as they try to get everything under control. T.O.'s getting a nice rundown here on what's going on. It looks like double technical fouls have been called, so we'll get it all sorted out. T.O., what we got?
We have a double technical foul, one on Slauson, one on Conway on the other end. There was no foul call. Ball will be baseline out of bounds. Furman basketball. My thing is, if they go back and look at it, VMI had a player run out from the bench. I think
at least one. They might have had two. They might have had two.
So that's where you try to de-escalate the situation. You can't have multiple players.
So we'll look at it one more
so
time.
We have the play. Good defensive play. Excellent hustle back by Conway. That's a good block. Now, Bothwell takes a bad spill. And if you're Jalen Slauson, you take exception by the manner of what they were saying. Now, we're going to have teams go back to their respective benches. And here's what we were talking about earlier, Mark, is after the scuffle, players from the VMI bench left the bench. So that was number 10, Tony Felder, who comes out. Now, that might warrant an ejection.
Yes.
So that is where things get a little bit hairy.
So the referee crew is coming over, and they're probably going to take a look at some video here as T.O.'s trying to get some details on how everything's being broken down right now. And we'll continue to sort it out. So, again, no foul called on the actual play itself, but it's the post-game, I guess, talking and maybe a little pushing and shoving that gets the double technicals.
And you see number 10, Felder.
Yes.
The coach is allowed to run on. Felder, this warrants either an ejection or a technical foul. We're going to get clarification here in a moment. But I actually think that Felder might be in some trouble here. You have to stay off the floor because you're trying to keep situations from escalating past a point of being dangerous, not only for the players but for the people surrounding the floor.
Normally I object, T.O., when there's an extended delay like this to get all of this sorted out, but I think with the teams kind of sparking off of one another a little bit, putting them on in their own corners down by their own bench, let them cool off a little bit while the referee sort it out is the right way to go.
Yeah, and then take your time and make sure you get this call correct.
Yes.
I mean, with that extra guy.
So referee's still trying to sort this one out, and this one got super weird really quick here with 5:47 remaining in half number 2. Paladins up 19. They will have the basketball underneath their own basket. We're trying to see if there are any ejections or additional technical fouls given for VMI player or players leaving their bench. They're trying to get it all sorted. Coach Ritchie coming up and talking to T.O. a little bit as well.
Coach Ritchie not shy with his opinions regarding officiating.
Not at all.
I'm going to get the word right now.
All right, so T.O.'s going to try to get the rundown on where everything stands, and we'll get it sorted out. So Furman will have the basketball. T.O. getting the rundown from the referees right now. A unique situation that I haven't seen before. So, T.O., they got it all sorted out, and what's happening here?
Okay, so the officials came over, spoke to us. This is a simple ejection, no penalty, plus the ejection. So what that means is Tony Felder now has to go back to the locker room, no longer allowed to come in the basketball game, obviously. But since it's a fight situation, no penalties. So, therefore, what that means is no free throws or rewards. So now we just go back, no foul, double technicals, one ejection. Ball will go baseline out of bounds, Furman's way.
Did not know that was the rule. I thought it was always technical fouls when someone left the bench. I know it is in the NBA, but it must be different here in college.
And look, and let's not jump. And you see Tony Felder in the frame, so let's not jump at this kid. He saw one of his he saw one of his teammates get in a bit of a scrum. He was about to check in the ball game immediately. So it's not as if like this is some egregious act where he came over and threw a hay. Like this is a kid who got a little bit too caught up in the game. and now he's not going to be able to re-enter the game because he saw his teammates. So now he has been ejected from the basketball game, and Felder must go back to the locker room. Look, are you going to be upset? Sure, because you need him in the game. But this is a situation where this is a kid who saw his teammates getting into a bit of a scrum, and he wanted to fix it. And Furman tried to capitalize and really send a message out of the break.
Yeah, they tried that backdoor Vince Carter-esque alley-oop dunk play, and one of the Keydets got in front of it. Slauson picks it up and gets the rebound and the bucket. Hauser, three-pointer off the mark. Anderson grabs it quickly out on the break. Back to Foster. Slauson had a three, passed on it. Slauson has another three, passes on it again. Bothwell says, I'll take the three. I'll knock the three down. Paladins stretch the lead over 20.
Good patience. Jalen Slauson has the open shot. Hasn't been his night. Unselfish play, another assist. Look at Slauson's stat line. Hasn't shot the ball well. 0 of 5 from 3, 2 of 8 from the floor. 8 boards, 7 assists.
And I believe he's got at least 3 blocks in there that I remember on the night as well. Pegues, another three-point shot, knocks it down. Paladins have really been hot from the three-point line here in the second half. 7 of 12 from behind the arc.
And when it rains, it pours. It's almost like this little break / scrum that occurred helped Furman get their breath. And now they're playing with pace. Moving the basketball. And I like what Jalen Slauson has done. Even though he's not shooting it well, and they're playing this monster man defense. Nice move. They're playing this defense. He has turned into an effective screener and passer and another assist. He might have a double-double by the time this game's over and not get into double figures with points.
He had a rebound there of his own miss and had the assist, so those numbers keep growing for Slauson, even on a night where he hasn't been at his best offensively. Double team by the Paladins on defense. Well played. Conway takes it in, can't get it to go. Late whistle will go against the Paladins, and the Keydets will have some foul shots to hit after we get back from break. So the Paladins red hot from behind the arc. 8 3-pointers here in the second half. 15 for the game as they continue to pull away from the Keydets.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Everywhere I go, they like my style. When I put on a show, they like my style. See me on the screen, they like my style. They wanna be like me. Give me some of that. Give me some of that fire.
It's been all Paladins in half number 2, 78-52 with the lead. VMI's upcoming schedule in the Southern Conference at home against ETSU. That should be a good matchup here on New Year's Eve.
Desmond Oliver's done a nice job so far at ETSU, struggling to get going. Only 4-9 on the season, but he's getting his guys in there, and it might be rough sledding after that. Some really tough contests for Furman, though. At Western Carolina, never really an easy place to play.
No.
Then you have Citadel at home, at ETSU in Johnson City. And then you start to hit the meat of that conference schedule after Mercer, UNCG, and some other games. for Furman, UNCG, Chattanooga, Wofford, Sanford, Greensboro, Chattanooga, Wofford.
Wow.
Coming up after that. So
that's the stretch.
So you have to do well in the first 3 or 4 games of conference to gather some momentum heading in.
This will run Furman to 50-7 in Southern Conference play here in Timmons Arena in the last 7+ seasons. Really tough place for a Southern Conference team to come in and win. So the Paladins would love to continue to be tough to beat at home, find a way to steal some wins on the road this year in the Southern Conference. Always tough to win on the road. Doesn't matter where you're headed in SoCon play. Conway knocks the free throw down. Just 3 points on the night for him.
They've done a nice job defensively on him. I mean, he thrives off playing off of some of these fast guards, and they just have not left Conway.
Slauson and Bothwell both out of the game. Huey back in. Foster fires another three-pointer. Can't get that one to go. Smart play by Conway to let it go out of bounds. It'll be key to that basketball.
You know, my favorite part about Marcus Foster taking that shot is the fact that he will not look over at Bob Ritchie after he took it. But he's earned that shot today, right?
Right. He's got his career high with 23, including 7 3-pointers. More good defense from the Paladins on this possession as the shot clock's down to about 10. Foster grabs a rebound. That's his 8th to go with his 23 points. Anderson back to Huey. Knocks down the 3. He had a couple of 3-pointers in the first half. Adds one here in the second.
Puts him in
3-pointers in the first half. Adds one here in the second.
Puts him in double figures for the game. A little post replace. Point guard posting up and finding the 5 out on the perimeter. Tyrese Huey knocking it through.
9 second half 3-pointers for the Paladins. 16 on the game.
Marcus Foster has been all over Conway today, and he still finds a way to finish.
Athletic play by Conway. Anderson pulls up for a 3-pointer of his own. Way short. Conway, great pass down to the other end.
I was about to say, an unbelievable pass. Almost gets bumped out of bounds. Keeps his composure, and Wolf, who just checked into the basketball game, gets his first 2.
I almost felt like it caught Wolf off guard. It was such a good pass, and he was open underneath the basket. Under 2 minutes remain now. Furman came into this game averaging 82.6 points per game. That's 22nd nationally. One more basket, which they get right there. A great move by Pegues, and they're over their average on the season. 48 points here in the second half. Pull up in the lane by the Keydets. Vanderwall grabs the board.
And overall, you start out this game, you have to find ways to knock the rust off. And we're going to have a substitution timeout rather quickly. Bob Ritchie just checking some guys in. Rhett Lister.
Lister into the ball game for the Paladins as they stretch the lead back up to 27, and coming off the bench, seeing what he can make happen. Lister's played 8 minutes on the season, does have 1 basket. He would love to get his second here.
Local kid from Easley. Looks to get loose, and he's late on a closeout right off the gate.
Oh, a great play by Conway. Conway's had a lot of energy here the last couple of minutes, adding to his totals.
Foul call here at the end of the game.
BMW player of the game. Let's see, T.O. We should debate about this for about a half a second. Marcus Foster, a new career high with 23.
Knocking down shots from everywhere on the floor, and he showed some serious development in his game as a runaway shooter, something he hasn't flashed all too often in the majority of his points. 5 of those 3-pointers coming in the first half when Furman really needed some offense. Marcus Foster with a terrific night of basketball.
So with Lister coming into the game, doesn't get to play much. Are you trying to work the play for him? Are you trying to get him the basketball?
I mean, in theory, you would love that. But I think it comes down to getting a quality shot even when your second unit is in the game. Continue moving the basketball and find ways to score. That should about do it.
Keydet's pushing. Pick up another foul. Devin Butler's had himself a pretty nice night. He has 12 points. He'll go to the line to try and add to that. So a good start to the season for the Paladins, T.O. I mean, a 25-point lead. You're going to close this one out, go 1-0 in SoCon play. That's exactly how you would have drawn it up if you're Bob Ritchie.
Well, outside of the first 8 minutes or so
of
this game. I mean, defensively, you needed to knock the rust off, increase your communication, and then things started to loosen up offensively. But knock the rust off, play with energy. I think you have to be happy, especially after that first 8 minutes. Butler with a nice second half.
Yeah, he's got 14 now on the game. Really well done by him. It's like the Paladins are just going to run the clock out. They'll move to 10-4 on the season, and more importantly, they'll move to 1-0 in conference play. VMI came out. I really was impressed with them in the first half, how they came out defensively, how they slowed down the Paladins, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game. They will drop to 5-9 in the season, and go to 0-1 in conference play. T.O., some final thoughts from you.
It was a bench that did it today, and your typical guys, Jalen Slauson, Mike Bothwell, they didn't have their best shooting nights, but still created things for their teammates. Marcus Foster, Tyrese Huey, you saw some other guys get into a rhythm, and ultimately that's what carried Furman to a victory.
Paladins with 52 points in the second half. Foster leading all scorers with 23. Pegues had 15. Bothwell ended up with 12 points all in the second half. And Huey ending up with 11 for the Paladins as well. Butler led all scorers for VMI with 14. Hauser had 13, most of those coming up in half number 1. So it's been a great night here in Timmins, a spectacular crowd, and for the Furman Paladins, they will head to 1-0 in conference play, and they will be off to Western Carolina on a quick turnaround where they'll play up there on Saturday. So you see a bunch of highlights from the first half and half number 2. Marcus Foster with a career high of 23, 7 of 12 from behind the arc. So for Terrence Oglesby, I am Mark Childress saying so long from Timmins Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. Final score 85-62. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
What's it like shopping on Carvana? It's a car buying process that lets you shop tens of thousands of cars 100% online.